everyone, Monica for Heart Craft Paper here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to take this composition book and make it into one of those cute, adorable composition books that have little kawaii characters on it. Now, recently I had gone with my daughter shopping, and you know, if you're on a budget, now that school's starting up and your kids or your daughter wants to have cute little kawaii type or cute decorated type of composition book, then it's probably best that you make it. Now, these particular composition books you can get at Target for like 50 cents. Or you can go to the 99-cent store or any location such as that and go ahead and get that. Now, I had some really cute kawaii paper. I got this from Michael's maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and this is really cute because it's got these cute little kawaii characters in them. And I'm going to use this to go ahead and line my composition book, because otherwise you can spend, there's something between $4 to $9 depending on what you get. So I think that's kind of expensive. You might as well, if you're like me and you're a crafter and you have the paper, you might as well just make it yourself.
For this project, you're going to need your composition book, a ruler, glue, scissors, steel wool, decorative paper, an image, and a paper trimmer. To begin, we're going to measure out our composition book. I want about a 1/2 inch on either side. My horizontal measurement begins at the black spine and ends at 6 5/8. Now I'm going to move this over to 7 5/16. This should give me about an inch or so, a little under an inch. And we will measure the same thing out vertical. Now, this composition book, of course, has the how tall it is. So we're going to use 9.75 and add an inch to each side. That will make it 10 3/4 inches. Let's get trimming. I started off with two 12 by 12 decorative papers. I got this from the Kawaii set in lavender, and this has a little raindrop print. Utilizing my paper trimmer, I'm going to set this up to cut the vertical length. So that will make it 10 3/4 or 10.75 that you can see here. Now time to rotate and cut at 6 5/18. Now I'm going to double check to make sure I have enough overhang on each side. This is perfect. It looks like I have about 1/2 inch on each side. Repeat the process with the second sheet of paper. You want to make sure that there's enough overhang so that you have a 1/2 inch on each side. Now we're going to distress our composition book with steel wool. Because the composition book itself has a glossy finish, we want to get rid of some of that gloss in order to allow our glue to kind of settle in and stick and adhere the paper directly onto it. Here's our finished distressed composition book. We don't want to overdo it, we just want enough to allow the glue to adhere. It's glue time. Utilizing a brush, I am making a thin layer of glue, and I repeated the process twice just to make sure I have enough glue. This will allow the paper to sit without warping. If you utilize glue just by itself, as you can see there that I left the stripes, it will actually warp your paper. After allowing the book to dry flat for a couple of minutes, I'm now ready to start trimming, just to make sure that we can make this nice rounded corner here. We're going to start by trimming from the center or the corner, exactly in the center, towards the composition book. Once we make this cut, we will rotate 90 degrees and then trim, and the same thing on the other side. You will repeat the process on the second corner, and then we're ready to start gluing. You'll overlap the corners a little bit to make a nice neat corner. Once you've done that, as you can see, I'm creasing as I go along to make my job easier. Start by gluing the bottom or the top, and we're going to use binder clips to hold this in place as we work with the next side. This way, none of our sides will warp up. For this particular project, I used about 5 or 6 binder clips, and this makes my job easier as I'm going through and gluing things down. That way I'm not having to sit there for such a long period holding things down myself. Now you're going to repeat this process on the other side. This whole process I think took me about 10 minutes, which was not very long. It was fairly simple. Just make sure that you keep everything as flat as possible and press down. This way you don't get warping. Once everything is kind of set in place and clipped down on this last side, I'm going to go ahead and work with my digital image that I printed out. I decided that I wanted to use my Cuttlebug and a die cut in order to make a cute banner shape around my digital image. For this, I'm going to use some washi tape to hold it down in place so that way it doesn't move as it goes through the machine. This next step was something that I wanted to add in addition to my little image. I didn't want it to have a plain background, so I decided to use this 4-way stencil that has multiple different sides and it has different cloud clusters. Utilizing tumbled glass, I went through and just made a bunch of different cloud clusters all around my image very carefully so that way I didn't get any ink on top of the image itself. Here you have the finished product, and I really love how those clouds look in the background. Now I'm going to fussy cut this cute little hay sentiment that I have here. And once we get this all cut out, I think we're going to be ready to start gluing. See, this is really cute. I absolutely love the little shine that it has going on. Alright, I think it's time to start gluing down some of our images. First, I'm going to remove these binder clips, and as you can see here, you have a very nice, well put together product. It's nice and flat, there's no warping, and it's perfect. Let me go ahead and start laying this out to make sure I have the position of where I want things to be. And I think the little hay would be cute at the bottom with my sloth hanging off a tree. Let's get gluing. Now I'm getting pretty good at eyeballing where things should be in the center. You might want to measure, but that's up to you. I also decided that I wanted to add a little additional touch with this washi tape. I made a cute banner utilizing the We Are washi tape trimmer and then glued down my hay. Here you have the finished product. And I absolutely love it. It's simple with this cute pattern on the back. And as you can see, it's very well put together. The edges and the corners are perfect and they should not lift up. Now, I've done this before and this will last. That depends on your kid as well. See you next time. Thank you for watching Heartcraft Paper. For more videos and tutorials like these, hit the subscribe button below. Don't forget to subscribe to the blog at heartcraftpaper.com. And visit the shop at etsy.com/shop/heartcraftpaper.